What's going on, y'all? I know it's been a minute. Oh, my hair's still wet. Just got the shower. But anyway, let's drop into this video. Okay, let's make this short and sweet. Hopefully short and sweet. So I love me some Gabrielle Union, and now I love me some Dwayne Wade. Now, Gabby was always like one of my favorite actresses. So I've loved her before Wade ever came in the picture. And I love them together now. And so I definitely say that, they're one of my favorite celebrity couples. I'm not really into sports and stuff, so I can't say he's my favorite, athlete or whatever you want to call it. And lately, it's been a story, and y'all all know he has a 12-year-old son that is now considered his daughter. Okay, I know y'all been seeing in the news. He was on, I think it was Good Morning America today. He was on I think Ellen DeGeneres, which I love her. And he's also had a documentary that he's filming that he's included the story about his son. Well, not really the whole story, but just kind of included it in his documentary. And also, as y'all can see on their Instagram, there's no hiding. There is no covering up. There's none of that. I love the fact that they are front, center, open, and true. And what I mean by that, I love the fact that they're not afraid of being open, and they're not afraid of being judged. So that brings me to, she calls herself Zaya, if I'm saying it correctly. And the first time I noticed anything was when I looked at one of their Instagram pictures, and the Instagram picture, it was of him in some high heel shoes, and I think his nails were painted. And I was like, what in the world is he wearing? I'm looking and stuff, and I'm like, why has he got on some high heels? I didn't pay no attention because I don't read comments unless it's a very debatable conversation. Like when somebody's going back and forth, I'm all in the comments. But for something like that, I didn't pay no attention. I was like, okay, maybe they're just dressing up, whatever, And nowadays, men wear high heel boots and stuff, So I didn't think nothing of it. And then it was another photo that they had taken. It was something, and he had on like this outfit, nails done, and the way he was posing. I forgot what picture it was, but anyway, I remember it was the second picture that had caught my eye, and I was like, "What is going on?" I'm like, That's okay. I must be tripping. I said, "Let me go and read the comments." And as I read the comments, they were out there saying, Wade, how could you let your son dress like this? He a fag, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, what? So, of course, I'm going to dig deeper and deeper, and I'm just looking at information. And finally, they posted this video of him in a cart, a golf cart, and they're rolling. And his dad, Wade, is actually videotaping him. And he's asking, I guess, like, what is your feelings on how people's reactions are, whatever case may be. And he was just like, or she was like, no, I feel like everybody should be, who they want to be. And I feel like, nobody should have to hide behind who they are. And basically, what's the world if you can't be yourself? And just, basically just keeping it, really positive, and basically saying that you could tell it was like a weight lifted off the child's shoulder. Okay. So fast forward, so this guy that I know, I actually knew him through church, and he's some years younger than me, and his dad pastors a church that I used to go to. So anyway, he had he had made a post, and the post was like, Wade, I can't, F with you no more, that's messed up, I don't see how you think, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, that's, basically saying it's messed up. And I can see from a man's point of view how they can seem, messed up. And I can see from a woman's point of view how they can seem messed up. So anyway, I had wrote on his post, and I was like, yeah, that's not the way That's not the way. You know, God did not design a man to be a woman or a woman to be a man, nor did he design the same sex to be together. The reason why I said these things weren't designed is because a woman's body reproduces, and a male's body, you need a male sperm to reproduce. A woman breastfeeds their baby. The milk supply is only going to come from a woman. Sperm is only going to come from a man. That's why my beliefs is that a man and a woman should be together. For those reasons, we are here to reproduce. However, it's always been like this. So I'm not going to say times have changed, because it's always been, even back in the day, where women, wanted to be with women, men wanted to be with men, or men wanted to be as a woman, or vice versa, gay, lesbian, transgender. It's always been there, okay? However, we know now, 2020, everybody is just, being free and saying, I want y'all to know who I am. I respect that, because let me explain. Although I believe in God, I believe in the way things should be. However, if I'm judging, I'm wrong again. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like people don't understand, how can you live a life where you claim that you are a believer, and you have a higher power, but you're still judging. I will never know what goes inside of a transgender's head. I will never know what goes inside of a lesbian head. I will never know what goes inside of a gay, or any, anything other than man and woman. I would never know what goes on through anybody else's head, what makes them attracted, what makes a woman attracted to a woman, what makes a man attracted to a man, what makes a man want to be a woman, vice versa. I will never know that, because I'm not genetically set up that way. Some people say that it's within them. Like, you have to be that type of a person to understand. And I'm one of them people where I understand, because if I tell somebody my stomach hurts, they will not understand how my stomach hurts. You see what I'm saying? I can explain it. You go to the doctor and you're like, man, I have this itch. Okay, where is it? Well, it's around this area. Okay, so what has it been doing? It's hard to explain. That's how I look at anybody else that chooses anything other than, man, woman. I am more of an acceptable person. So I accept more than other people that, that calls themselves, a Christian or whatever case may be. I'm one of the people, I love everybody. And we do have freedom of choice. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom to be who you want to be, when you want to be it, who you want to be, where you want to be it. Okay. Somebody could disagree that my hair is in a bun right now. Like, oh, that's just horrible. You shouldn't wear it. I feel like, okay, you know what? It's going to do right now, because I don't feel like washing my hair. And I don't care how I look stepping out this house. It's a bun. It's going to do. So if I'm going to judge them, then they have a right to judge me. You see what I'm saying? I feel like everybody should be happy, regardless of if I think something's a sin. I sin and fall short every day. My sin is no bigger than their sin. I right now can tell a lie and they can say they're gay. What's the difference? Nothing at all. I have a tattoo. I'm not supposed to get that. I have my ears pierced. I'm a woman. I have my ears pierced. You're not supposed to. I've done it. It's so many things that we like to point the finger at, and we got so many things going on with ourselves that need fixing. The issue, I guess, around all of this has become age. So because she is 12 years old, many people are upset at Wade because he is allowing her to have this transition. There's another part on that I have to agree and disagree. Yes, at 12 years old, my son is about to turn 10 in March, my oldest. And if he came to me and told me, Mom, I want to wear a dress, how in the hell are you going to buy it? You would have to steal it. You would have to have another friend bring it to school. I will not take my money to go buy you a dress. I just won't. Okay? Mom, I want my nails done. I want my nails polished. If there was something that he said, I don't care if he chose that road, I will not support it in that way. Okay? That's the part that I would have to disagree on with the Wades. I feel like you still, as a parent, have some control over it. However, the kid can, one, act out. Okay, they can act out and they can start being horrible in school. They can start treating you bad. They can start doing drugs, drinking. They can be runaways. So you have to be careful how you handle these situations. Now, I'm not the perfect parent. I'm letting y'all know now. I am not the perfect parent. My son has just became aware of the word penis. We used to call his thing a turkey. And I was a first-time mom. I didn't know what to call it. And being that he was young and I was, young, which, I was 24. And I just called it a turkey. I'm like, leave your turkey alone. It just became a name for it. And I remember about a year ago, the radio was playing. And they were talking about penis. And he was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Why are they saying that bad word? I'm like, it's not a bad word. And he was like, but I thought it was a bad word. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's your body part. I said, do you know what it is? He was like, no. I said, that's the real name for your turkey. And he goes, oh. I said, yeah. He said, so it's not a bad. I said, no. I said, but it's not a word that you want to just keep using everywhere. You don't go out and just start talking about it. I said, but it's a name of a body part. Okay. So as he gotten older, he was watching Family Feud. Family Feud say any damn thing. And Family Feud, they were asking, like, what are some other names you call a woman's breast? So one of the people said, bing, boobs. So he heard that. He's at the table eating, and he goes, Mom, what's boobs? So I'm at he's at the age, now he was 9 years old. He said, what are boobs? 9 years old. He didn't know what boobs were. Okay. When I used to breastfeed the twins, it was always behind closed doors type things because I wanted to make sure that's something I was going to do before I had to explain to him, if that makes sense. So I told him, I said, well, you remember sometimes I would feed your brothers? I said they were getting milk from breast. I said, however, some people give weird names, like we used to call your penis a turkey. People call them boobs. And he goes, oh. I said, so yeah. I said, but every animal has them. I said, every animal has breasts. So I kept saying breasts instead of boobs. I kept saying cows have them. I said, you know how, the calf drinks milk? Boobs, so I had to explain it that way. So sometimes as a parent, we don't always make the right choices. That goes to the interview Wade did on Good Morning America. And he said, I hope I'm doing this right. That's the part I respect the most, is because he's trying. He don't know. Just like he said, all I'm doing is following her lead because I don't know. He doesn't want his child to reject him, but he doesn't want to feel all this heat from society either. At the end of the day, we don't know how hard of a time it was when his child decided he wanted to be, Zaya. When he, you don't know, he might have cried. You don't know what this man went through. And that's the part that I say, we see the strength in it, but we don't know how this affected him. You see what I'm saying? We don't know the truth that happened behind those closed doors when his son came to him and said, hey, Dad, I think I'm gay, or I am gay, or I want to be trans. You never know. And I feel like sometimes instead of going against the grain, it's better to go with the grain. I feel like his child might have been resentful. I understand at 12 years old, you're only supposed to be allowed so much. There are some 12-year-olds who's very mature. I was very mature for my age. I may have looked like a little kid at 12, but I was very mature. And people say, oh, he don't know. He didn't know nothing about being gay. I'm sorry. I was born in 1983, which means I remember when I was in second and third grade, well, not even second, I'm sorry, third and fourth grade, I used to hear girls, they used to go in the bathroom together. They used to have girls, they touch each other private parts. I used to remember people talking about they were gay, all kind of stuff. This is before everything started coming out in the world and people started accepting it. This is before the whole rainbow movement. You see what I'm saying? So for us to say, oh, you know, back in the day, blah, 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 and we didn't know nothing when we was kids, that's a lie. Half of y'all knew half the stuff, and half of y'all was probably having sex at the time when y'all was 8, 9 years old being fast. But at this day and age, kids are exposed to so much. We have to stop thinking that they are not as knowledgeable. Another thing is that DeWade was saying his child came to them and said, this is why I feel like I'm transgender, and this is why I feel like I am gay, or whatever the case may be. His child researched it. Maybe, you know how we not feeling good and we like, oh my God, what could this be? Why is this? And we go on Google, and the first thing they say is you gonna die. And we actually go out and look for, why is this happening to us? Why are we feeling this way? What is this? Why is that? It's the same thing. In a sense, it's the same thing. Just like kids with ADD and ADHD. They don't know why they're hyper. They don't know why they're acting up. It's a chemical imbalance. How do we know if you're not gay and if you're not wanting to be, if you're not transgender, how do you know? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know how they are responding to what's going on in their body? How do you know that they're so wrong? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. We never know. You know what I mean? It's always what they're dealing, and God still loves them. You see what I'm saying? God still loves them. No matter what road you choose, God still loves you. And if God still can love them, why can't y'all? You don't have to accept it. You don't have to like it. You can turn the TV off. You can turn off your social media. You can turn all that off if you don't want to deal with it. Me, I enjoy understanding how different families work things out. We don't come with instruction manuals. My oldest literally do some things sometimes where I'm like, boy, where did you get that? What is wrong? So there's some things we really have to look at and be like, our kids, they're growing up in a world where everything is just out front and center for them. So if you don't shelter them a lot, they get exposed to everything. Now they have some schools that have drag queens that come. It's not the animals that come no more. It's not the big red dog, the big red Clifford. It ain't the drug dog. It ain't all of them. Now it's drag queens. Now it's, let's put a class in about gay and lesbian. It's all this stuff that's putting them on Front Street. I feel like this is stuff that children should not be exposed to. I feel like it's something that if it's, Lord Jesus, it's just so hard because we want our kids to be a certain way, but we expose them to everything. And then when they become a certain way, we want to sit there and act like it ain't part of our fault. My son is so damn sheltered till, like I said, I got to explain to him when certain words come up, I got to explain to him what stuff is. It's not good to be that sheltered, and it's not bad to be sheltered, but I feel like sometimes I wish I didn't shelter him as much because I want him to be exposed so he'll know what to do and what not to do, or what to believe, what not to, whatever. It's like damned if you do and damned if you don't type stuff. So this is my thing. I am happy that he has the support of his parents, or she. Do I have to agree with it? No, I don't. I love, though, that he has his family support. I love that they're sticking together and sticking through with him. And he's not going to be that kid that killed himself because he has nobody. And I feel like even though I disagree with the fact that he's 12, and I would have said, if that's the life you choose, that's you and God. However, I will not be supporting your nail polish. I will not be supporting your heels. You will be dressed like a boy until you move out the house. So I would have done that. Now, like Wade said, I hope I'm doing the right thing. You might be doing the wrong thing by saying, no, I'm not doing this stuff. Then they can go out and do something else. It may drive them to doing something different. So what do you do? Now, the ones where the kids are 3 years old, 4 years old, going to gender transitions and gender, that stuff to me is just, it's really sickening to me to a certain extent, because I'm sorry, little Molly and little, David at 2 and 3 years old saying that they're gay. No. 12 years old, you are well aware of your surroundings and you're well aware of some things you start feeling. At that age, you start hitting puberty. You start liking girls or liking boys. I can see at this age where he's ready to say, okay, Dad, I'm this, I'm that. You see what I'm saying? Age to me doesn't matter. There are 20-something-year-olds, 30-year-olds that are very immature. They're hiding behind whoever they are. You see what I'm saying? They got husbands that's married to their wives and they sitting here with another man behind closed doors. This child here is telling his dad, this is how I feel and this is who I think I am. Can you help me with this? And the dad and stepmom is like, we got you. What is wrong about that? What is wrong about his parents supporting him? Like I said, I don't agree with supporting him with the clothing and the dressing and, wait until you move out this house. But I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to love my child regardless. And that's one thing I'll never do is turn my back on my kids. And all of you that turn your back on your kids, y'all are horrible. Horrible. I don't care what you say. You don't turn your back on your kids. You don't. I can see if they some drug dealers and they shoot them up, bang, bang, and they in and out of jail and stuff like that. You love them, but them right there, them need to go somewhere. They need to go to the jailhouse somewhere. But you got these kids that are confused or they are, trying to figure themselves out, whatever the case may be. You love them, you guide them. I pray to God that none of my sons chooses that road. I pray to God. If they choose that road, will it hurt? Yeah, because I want them to, I ain't gonna say, I want them to experience what me and their dad have and what their grandparents had and their great grandparents had and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, they're going to be who they want to be regardless, whether it's by choice, whether it's by figuring it out, whether it's by experiment, whatever the case may be. I'm their mama though. Regardless, I'm going to be their mama. It's like people get mad if they child date a white. If my children bring home a white girl, I'm not going to be mad. As long as she's not racist and as long as her family treats my son with love and compassion, go for it. You see what I'm saying? If my child brings home Latino, if my child brings home anybody other than this color, I'm still going to feel the same way as I would a black person. So it's like your children are going to be who they are regardless. And your job as a parent is to love them and to guide them the best way you can. And I commend them for supporting her. Maybe not through the physical aspects of it, but the mental part of it. The part that she's going to have a long road ahead of her with society, with, just with life itself. I know it's much harder when you're born one way and you're feeling somewhere else. Feeling a different way and have to live like that outside of your house. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's worse. Pretty sure it's horrible. I'm pretty sure it's scary, So anyway, that's my rant on that. Drop some comments below. Let's talk about it. If you're here to bash and do all that negative talking towards me for my opinion, expect for your comment not to be approved. Y'all can debate all day and stuff like that, but just, keep it adult. Let's not act like we're 12. All right, guys, it's been good, and I will holler at y'all later. Till the next time.